On the 29th of January 2021, a group of young beneficiaries under the Uchbenka K'in Ajaw Association visited the Agricultural Center of Central Farm to learn about the different practices done at their facility to expand their knowledge in backyard gardening. Although most of the students have a basic knowledge of gardening, this site visit gave them an expanded view of what the large-scale vegetable gardening is like. A facility where they grow a variety of earthworms known as the California earthworms. The cow dung is the best food for the worms since they can easily enter and hide within it. The other dungs are either too small, like pellets, or have too much fiber, like the horses. This specific type of earthworm can transform cow dung into soil in about 60 to 75 days. These worms multiply very fast. If one feeds 1 pound of worms, in 20 days you are going to have the double, 2 pounds. The second activity was the process of making another type of soil fertilizer, the bokashi compost, also known as the fermented fertilizer. This process, while being the fastest, can be quite tedious to work with. The ingredients for this mix includes chicken manure, rice hulls, molasses, and effective microorganisms. The material is turned every day for the length of 30 days. This process is usually done in the afternoon since it creates a lot of heat. In about 30 days, the end product will be used in the nurseries for seedlings and as humus tea that will provide fertilization for the plants. Other seedling materials can be bought at the local stores, but the self-created product can be more effective since it is organic. There are important steps in growing vegetables, especially practicing organic gardening. The first thing needed is a good nursery, where insects nor diseases can infect the seedlings. Secondly is the irrigation system. The better the irrigation, the healthier the plants will grow. Most importantly is the usage of soil and its nutrition. All of these combined will provide a greater and healthier yield to the plant. In continuation of the day, the group learned how to fix germination material for seedlings. Mr. Oscar Salazar explained that the material used is bought but can be fabricated from home using coconut husk and other non-acidic material since it is only for root growth.
KFW role is to support the government of Belize through technical advice, and it works. The technical advice is given to the government of Belize, and then the government of Belize translated to the different areas of necessities, whether it is for group formation or for support technical wise. In this area, during the past 3 years, the government of Belize has requested that FAO provide technical assistance in the area of value chain systems.
On the second day, the 30th of January, the group visited 2 farmlands under the cooperative Mayan Green Growers in San Antonio Village, where they witnessed the growing of vegetables, both in nurseries and in tilled soil. Most of the vegetables grown are carrots, sweet peppers, tomatoes, onions, radish, lettuce, and peanuts. The first visit was done at the farmland of Mr. Amiel Mesh. Mr. Mesh has been working his farmland for over 10 years. This has taught him some very effective and valuable practices for the cultivation of the land. A number of vegetables are grown at Mr. Mesh's farm with a very large crop yield. As an assistant for the day, Mr. Amir Pulido shared very important information about the proper care of the plants from pests. Mr. Pulido also shared the best types of fertilizer that was effective on each of the vegetables. The last visit for the day was at the second farmland owned by Mr. Gary Canto and his family. Mr. Marconi Canto explained with detailed information about the use of each of the greenhouses on their property. He also shared ideas on practices of crop rotation that aren't traditional but are very practical. The Canto family cultivates peanuts, carrots, onions, lettuce, among other vegetables, to sell to the market and to the villagers. It is also necessary to highlight that a large percentage of their land is used for farming, some of it for cattle rearing, and a part of it is reserved for wildlife. Mr. Petch from the cooperative department applauded the Canto family for providing vegetables to the neighboring communities during the beginning of the pandemic. A large part of the population will benefit from the farmers, and their hard work will promote the food sovereignty. At the end of the day, all these methods and practices learned will create opportunities for the young people to be able to fulfill their dream, the dream of providing knowledge and food for their families and the coming generation. This learning experience was made possible by our following sponsors: Acicafoc, KFW, the German Corporation, Uchbenka K'in Ajaw Central Farm Research, Development and Innovation Center, and the Food and Agriculture Organization.